Hello everyone, this is Scooter. I am Blake's subtitle editor, and I also maintain and upload Blake's avatar, as well as both of Ruben's normal and derp avatars and my own avatar. And I'll be showing you how to do a basic, just getting an avatar into ChilloutVR with nothing but the FBX, your 3D model in FBX format, and texture files. I'll be showing you how to do all that from scratch. Now that being said, obviously you need those things. You need to have a 3D rigged humanoid model with 2 legs, 2 arms, a torso, and a head, all ready to go for Unity. And I'm not going to show you how to convert it to FBX today. That will be in a different video, or you can probably find it yourself online. It's not too hard to do it using Blender. And we'll go ahead and get started. So first thing you need is Unity Hub, and all the links for this will all be in the description. Okay, all 6 of these tabs I have open here, I'll have Blake put them in the description for you guys, so you don't go looking around for all that. All right, once you're on the Unity Hub website, go ahead and download for Windows, and go and download. I already have it downloaded and installed, so I'm not going to do that. But you'll download the installer, get it up, and wherever you put it, and then install everything, follow whatever instructions are there. It's been a while since I've installed it, so I don't remember if you got to restart your computer or anything like that. And then once it's installed, go ahead and open it. If you've never used Unity before, which you likely haven't if you're installing Unity Hub, you're going to need to get a license for them. Now, don't worry. They have free licenses for people like us who are just trying to upload content for a game platform using a content creation kit. Just like in VR chat. And since we're not a game developer, we're not making money, it's not a big deal. Now, once you get your license squared away with Unity, you'll need to go through and download, as of uploading this video, Unity 2021.3.23, and I'll try my best to have Blake update the description of this video if the CCK updates to a new version. But in the CCK link in the description, you'll see right here, it says 2021.3.23, and that'll update with whatever version of Unity that the ABI team wants you to use. And once you got the right Unity version, just go ahead and download it with Unity Hub. And I already have it installed. I'm not going to install it again. But for you, you'll get a screen saying, showing you, what to install. And it'll ask you if you want to download like Android support or anything like that. You don't need any of that. You just need the standard Windows editor. That is the default that it comes with. And just go ahead and, install. That'll take a good while. And then when you're done, you should be at this screen. And before we continue, go ahead and download the CCK, this button right here. We're on version 3.5 right now. And then I already have it installed. It's already here on the desktop, and I'm just going to leave it there for later. Okay, you'll need this later. Go ahead and start new project. Make sure 3D is selected. I'm going to go ahead and name it. I'll name this basic CVR Avatar Upload tutorial. And then for location, I highly recommend you make yourself a directory for all of your Unity stuff, all the Unity package assets you might end up collecting, and all of your Unity projects, all that fun stuff. Make sure it's organized. Make sure you know where to find things later, because that'll save you a lot of time if you ever need to troubleshoot, or you end up doing more avatars and you want to reuse assets, stuff like that. And then go ahead and create project. And this will take a minute, even on a high-end computer like mine. 10th gen i7 with 32 gigabytes of RAM. It takes a good while. That's just Unity. Unity is slow. Get used to waiting for Unity to load. This will take about a minute. You should also get a neat little Unity splash screen. I'll go ahead and show that on screen now. It's on my second monitor. You can't really see it, but this is what it looks like for the current version. And yeah, we'll come back when it's done. So at this point in the tutorial, I'm going to have this split two different ways because depending on what you have. So this first part will be if you just have a raw FBX file with textures, you don't have anything else with it. And the second part will be if you have an already pre-assembled package that has animations and materials already set up, or maybe it's even set up for VR chat already. And I will go ahead and put a timestamp now on the video for when that part starts. And we'll start right now with the just very raw, very basic, I have nothing but very basic things right now. And so we'll start by importing Blake's avatar. I'm going to be using Blake's avatar for this first example. And for importing assets, you can go ahead and just click and drag from your file explorer into your Unity window like this for importing raw assets. And with the FBX in here, I'm going to go ahead and create a folder. You want to keep your shit organized. It's just like I said before with when you made your project for your location, you want to keep this stuff organized, believe me. This one I'll just call Blake Tutorial. And then I'll drag that in there, leave it in there. Now, you're by default, you're given this sample scene. I'm going to go ahead and rename that right now. Go ahead and right click, rename. I'll call this Blake Tutorial Boogaloo because this is like the 5th take. And if you've already done something to your scene by now and you've got an asterisk up here, you'll want to save because always it'll reload and it'll undo everything, but I haven't done anything yet. And then I'll go ahead and put that in there. I don't need this scenes folder anymore. And all this in Unity is like resizable and customizable. I have my own custom interface that I normally use, but I'm going to use the default one to, help everyone here who is new to Unity. And we'll go ahead and go in here and we'll drag the raw FBX into our hierarchy. And there it is. Okay, so first thing you want to do after you have all this organized is click on your FBX and change your animation type from generic to humanoid. If you keep it generic, you're going to be T-posing. This pose that your avatar is in, it's going to stay like that. And you're going to not make that many friends because no one's going to want to talk to you. You're asserting too much dominance. You're too powerful. You gotta be moving like a real human, not a T-posing statue. So now we have it in humanoid. I'll go ahead and apply. This could take a while. Didn't take very long in this case. And then go to configure. And just make sure that your hips, your spine, all these bones that are automatically listed, make sure they're in the correct positions. This avatar does not have an upper chest, and there's a really good chance that your avatar doesn't have an upper chest either. A lot of VR chat avatars, older stuff especially, does not have an upper chest because for a very long time, VR chat didn't support upper chest. You had to have a very specific bone hierarchy in order for it to work. That is no longer the case, so maybe some of your newer ones will. But it's an optional bone, so not a big deal. Maybe you have a really basic avatar that doesn't have a chest, a shoulder, toes. You could have no hands. They're all optional. You just need to have the basics, which is anything that is this solid target circle. Now, with anime avatars specifically, they usually don't have jawbones. Jawbones are usually reserved for furry avatars that have, like an actual long snout and a jawbone, or like more realistic type avatars, or maybe your avatar, most of you are probably going to be using anime avatars. It's the most popular thing. And so just check your jaw because you likely don't have one. And I know for a fact this one doesn't have it, but there, you can see it. It's not there. If you don't have a jaw, make sure you get rid of that. You don't have a jaw. You don't want your hair doing goofy shit when you're trying to talk. And then hit done. Everything else is good to go. And now we're back. Now, I'm going to go on a little bit of a tangent here, but let's just say you imported your avatar and there's some things on there you don't want. Maybe you have multiple sets of clothes and you don't want to, you don't want certain ones that are on there, whatever. If they're on separate meshes like they are here, like if I click on the hat, that's separate. His hair is separate. The chain is separate. The jacket, it's all separated. And I don't want to deal with the hat or the color right now. So I'll go ahead and if it's blue like this, you need to unpack prefab completely. If I try to do that without doing that, it'll scream at me. It doesn't like that. So right click in your hierarchy, prefab, unpack completely, and then you can remove whatever you want, or you can change the order. Like let's just say if you're really picky on organization, you can create a game object that only has your clothes on it, and then you could put all of just clothes under clothes. So that's just an example of one way you can organize your hierarchy, and then it's collapsible. It's in a nice hierarchic way. Oh, we don't need this armature either, and now I just have what I want on here. Now we're gonna do materials and textures, all that. So once you get to your materials, I highly recommend you make a materials folder. Bam. And then I'll go ahead and import Blake's textures. This one only has one. All right, so we got the color, and then this one also has an emission mask on it. That's what in his videos you might see him. He looks red most of the time. That red glows in the dark if you ever were in a dark world. And that's what this is. That's what this emission is. Now we'll go ahead and create material. I'll call this body. Now I haven't imported any custom shaders, but I'm going to go ahead and do a basic Unity standard setup and show you why I don't like to use Unity standard. It looks like crap on most anime avatars. They make you look like plastic kind of. All right, but Unity does not have an emission mask. So I can only use the color or albedo. Some shaders will call them albedo. And then I'll go ahead and apply it on everything. Your avatar might have more than one shader on it. The next example I do will showcase what to do if your avatar has multiple shaders and you don't know how to fix that. All right, and that's all the textures or materials applied on this particular avatar. Like I said, your avatar will likely have different textures for different things. This one's set up like this because of weird shit from VR chats. Don't worry about it. Now, as you can see, this looks like shit. Let me show you an example. This is my avatar. This is with Unity Standard, and this is with the shader that it's meant to be used with, which is Unity Chan. And yeah, this looks like plastic, and this looks much better. And you can find your light source and move it around and see what it looks like, depending on what shader you end up going with. In this particular case, I'm going with Poyomi, and if you're new and don't know much about shaders, I recommend just going with Poyomi, because I know for a fact that it works with the current Unity version, the new render pipeline. If you're using a booth avatar, it might come with Unity Chan Toon Shader. If you are using a booth avatar and it came with Unity Chan, you need to make sure it is Unity Chan 3.0. You'll know if it's 3.0 or not, because when you go to upload it later, you'll see that there's problems with the rendering. If you are using your own shader and it's not Poyomi 7 or 8 and it's not Unity Chan 3, then you need to test this yourself. Go into VR or have a friend help you in a private instance of ChilloutVR and look at yourself. Don't use a mirror, because a mirror, it won't show up in the mirror. But look at yourself, like hold out your hands, look at your body, like look down at yourself. And if you are only rendering in your left eye, then the shader does not work with the current Unity pipeline, and you need to use a different shader, like convert it to Poyomi, for example. Poyomi is very versatile. I guarantee you, whatever shader setup, except for the only shader setup that doesn't really work with Poyomi as much, you have to convert it, would be like shading grade maps that you find on, and also rim-like masks, stuff like that you might find on Unity Chan style avatars. But Unity Chan 3 works just fine, so you'll be fine in that regard. But we'll go ahead and get Poyomi now. Go ahead and download Poyomi 7 to 8. You know, this includes a whole bunch of them in one, which is kind of nice, I suppose. And I already have it. You download it, put it wherever, and then when you get it, you just go ahead and find your assets and double click it to open it. Here we go. We got Poyomi Toon ready to go. Import. All right, now that I have Poyomi, I can go ahead and just click on this shader I already made, and then click on this drop down, Poyomi 8.1, and this one uses Poyomi Toon. And there we go. It looks much better, if not a bit flat, because of the flat lighting. It's using flat lighting. But it looks more toony. It looks more like an anime character. It doesn't look like it's made out of plastic. Now, since Poyomi supports emissions, I can go ahead and go down to special effects. This is specifically for emission. Check on emission. Give it a second. And then drag this in. This is an emission mask in this case. Sometimes you might have a map. If you have color in the emission part of your texture, then it's very likely that it is a map, and then that's where that would go instead. Now I'll go ahead and set up the emission. I always set the emission to 1. If you set it higher, people with bloom on will see you'll look like you're staring into the sun, and also any gradients like on this. Like this has gradients on it. It's not just black or white. It'll look like shit. So I highly recommend you to keep your emission on 1, and then turn your emission color to, well, whatever you want. You know, it can be whatever color you want. In Blake's case, it's usually red. It's not that exact red. I'm not going to fuck with it right now. But let's go ahead and change it to white. Good enough. And there, that's an avatar front to back with the shader done. Now, if you have, let's just say your avatar has metallic and roughness and all that shit. Your metallic and roughness goes under reflections and specular under packaged maps, and you've got metallic smoothness. Smoothness is just the opposite of roughness. If you let's just pretend like this emission map is a roughness map. If it is labeled as roughness, it goes in smoothness, and then you invert it. And then if you happen to have reflection and specular, you know, that's cool too. But from my experience, most of them will just have metallic and smoothness or roughness. And you can also, if you don't want to have this flat lighting, you can change it to, I believe shade map is what you would use. Yeah, you would just have to, there. I mean, this is using a Unity Chan style shading. There we go. And then if you take and, where's my light source? There it is. Yeah, and see, now you've got this nice, like, two-dimensional hard cut shading. This is a very Unity Chan style shading, but this is how I got Blake's avatar to look the way it does. So it's got that nice two-dimensional shading. That's one thing you can do. I'm gonna go ahead and put it back on flat because I don't want to fuck with it, make it look nice. You can mess around with that on your own, get it look the way you want. If your avatar in particular is not using, like, it's not an anime like type thing, it's a furry avatar, or it's like a robot or something like that, you can change it to realistic. And that's probably not gonna look great on this because it's missing a lot of stuff. Yeah, no, this looks more like Unity standard. But we'll just go ahead and make it flat again. All right, and this concludes the from scratch shading part of the tutorial. Now we'll be doing the setup of an avatar if it's already in a Unity package set up for VR chats and ready to go in that regard. All right, for this, I'll be using the raw Unity package for my own avatar. It's called Shino. I got it on Booth a long time ago at this point. This one comes with tune. Usually if you say just tune like this, and you see all this like tune double shade with feather, all that shit like that, that's usually Unity Chan. I highly recommend if it comes with Unity Chan, or if it comes with Poyomi, especially if it comes with Poyomi bundled with the VRChat SDK. I highly recommend you don't import Poyomi with that. It has a tendency to break when it's with VRChat SDK. And there's supposed to be a way to fix it, but it doesn't work in my experience. You're better off just importing Poyomi as its own thing separately. And same thing with Unity Chan Tune Shader in this case, because you don't know if this is Unity Chan 2 or Unity Chan 3. Unity Chan 2 is broken. It is old. It is outdated. You will need Unity Chan 3, and I will show you how to convert your booth avatar from 2 to 3 with this. And also, this comes with this expression menu stuff. This is anything with this gear cog thing, and it says .asset, ex, emote, whatever. Those are the old radial menus from VR chats. You can't use those in CVR. You'll have to set up your own system using the advanced avatar setting stuff, and that will be in a different video. You just want anything that's a texture. This one has a lot of textures. This will be a great example for doing, you know, a more complicated kind of shader setup. You want your prefabs, because this one already has all the shaders applied to it. You'll want your materials, so you don't gotta do them yourself. Your FBXs, anims. You can keep controllers as well. You're probably going to have to do some scratch anyways, but you can keep it anyways. For later, it might be of help. And then your animations will likely be for your facial expressions. You know, the stuff where you do like rock and roll or peace sign or finger gun, any of that, which is tied to a facial expression. We're not doing that in this video today. That will be a separate video. I'll do that with the advanced avatar settings as well. And with that all the way, I've got just animations, just materials, just textures, just prefabs, and just FBXs import. If your avatar package so happens to have dynamic bones or magical cloth in them, I'd also keep that checked. They're not supposed to, like any avatar creator that distributes avatars, they're not supposed to include dynamic bones or anything like that, because those are paid assets and you would be getting them for free essentially. But if you so happen to have an avatar with that in there, you're in luck, and you don't gotta fuck with that later. And also, if you own dynamic bones or magical cloth, or you have it somewhere, I don't care how you got it, this would be a great time to import it now, because if your prefab has any dynamic bones in it, you'll be able to, you don't gotta fuck with that later. I'm not doing a dynamic bone tutorial in this video. I'm just showing you how to do a basic avatar upload. I'll show you how to do dynamic bones and magical cloth in a future video. Maybe. And yeah, now we've got Shino in here. And because I didn't import the Unity Chan Tune Shader, because I know it's broken, it's purple. She's just pure purple, kind of like if you did install Counter-Strike Source. You know, if any of you understand that joke. Now, in order to install Unity Chan Tune Shader, the 3.0 one, you have to use Unity Package Manager. So go ahead and go to Window, Package Manager. And I'm just going to go ahead and this will open in a separate window. Just open on my other monitor. It's right here. And I like to put Package Manager. You can drag this around and put it wherever you want. I like to put it here with the asset store. And then I'll just go ahead and plus add package from get URL com.unity.tune shader. And that will import automatically, do it all for you. Get you Unity Chan 3.0 if you need this for your booth avatar. This one works with 2021. I have tested it myself on my own avatar. It's all good to go. All right, so now I've got this all imported. This already has the materials, the textures, and it's also got animations for later, like I already explained earlier, for expressions when we go to set those up. So if you so happen to have a prefab like this, and it's all purple because you didn't import the shader, you just go ahead and go to material. Now I have Unity Chan 3.0, and I'm just going to click this and shift click the other, select all of them at once, click this, hit an internal error shader, and then click tune. And as you can see, it looks just the same as it did in the other window. And this will, like I said, it will work just fine. Now, let's just say you don't have a prefab. And also another good thing, so it's good to unpack completely so that's separated. You don't need to worry about that. Now, well, let's just say you don't have a prefab and you need to do this materials from scratch. You just have the FBX. Also, another thing to note, the FBX, especially if you don't have a prefab, this has already been rigged for humanoid. I don't gotta go through and do that like I did with the raw FBX. This is already ready to go, but I'll go ahead and drag that in here. And this one has the materials tied to it. That's not what I wanted. But sometimes you'll get avatars that already have the materials kind of baked into them. But I wanna show you how to do this from scratch. So I'm just gonna get rid of all the materials. Give me a second. All right, so now let's just say you drag your raw FBX into the thing and you got this, and I'll go ahead and show you how the method for figure out where everything goes. Now you should be able to figure it out based off of, you know, trial and error, figure out where this goes. Like, obviously head's not gonna go here. It's gonna look, that's not right. Costume is, you know, use your brain. Costume is going to be the clothes, I know that. The boots, the socks, all that. Body is probably the body. Sometimes you might get stuff that's not named very well. Well, then obviously you're going to have to go through and figure it out yourself. Sometimes it might be in Japanese. And then there. That's pretty much what you do. I know that there is an extra this. This is like facial expressions that are behind the head that show up when called upon, and this is where other goes in this case. And there, now that's ready to go. And if you watch the other part where I did it from scratch, this is a lot simpler. Now we'll move on to description. Now I'm going to be uploading Blake's avatar for this one, the tutorial, since that one was a little bit more in depth. Now we're at oh, I have not imported the CCK yet. If you have not imported the CCK by now, now's the time to do it. Go ahead and find it, double click it, and import. It might take a few minutes. All right, I've got the CCK in here now, and then go ahead and go to add components. Type avatar, then you need CVR Avatar. And oh, that's a really big, likely you'll get this really big ChilloutVR icon. If you don't want that to be so big and obnoxious, you go ahead and go up to this circle thing. This is the gizmos tab, and you can either make it fuck off, or you can just make it really small. I like to make it small. And now for this part, for the voice and the view position, I like to, if you click on the x-axis, it'll go into this nice side view. And if you click that, it'll go into isometric, so no perspective distortion. And, oops. If you accidentally do that, just click on the root again, it'll show up. Put the voice where it kind of goes. And now, I like to be very, very accurate with where the view goes. If you zoom in far enough, you might start getting clipping like this. That can be a good thing. Try and get the point where the axes meet as close to the pupils of your eyes as possible. So like here, I'll move it up a little more. So that's like in the center. And then here on the side view, get it front to back part. So it's as close as I like to be as accurate as I can be. So that way your view is as immersive and as accurate as it can be. And for the voice position, you gotta kind of just shove it into the entrance of the mouth like that. This doesn't have to be as accurate, but I like to be anyways. I like to kind of put it in the corners of the mouth like that. And now we do the face mesh. It needs to know what the face mesh is, so I can do the blink blend shapes if you want to do blinking. And the vice seams, so your mouth can move. Now, to find the face mesh, just go ahead and click on the face and see if it highlights the face. In this case, the entire body is part of the face mesh. Sometimes you'll get separate ones, like with with my avatar, I know the head is separated. Like that. And go ahead and drag, in this case, body 0.002 over to... Nope, you need to have this selected. And then you drag this over to face mesh, like that. Use blink blend shapes, and then go find your blink. Click on this and go find blink. It might be in Japanese. In the case of my avatar, I know it's in Japanese. It's this one. You'll have to do trial and error if it's in a different language and figure out which one it is. And now that I have my blink blend shape, I'm going to do lip sync. So if you're using vice seams, you just go ahead and auto select vice seams. It's all good to go. You can also use single blend shape, so it'll just move the mouth in a very static way. Or you can use a jawbone, which will do a similar thing, and you'll probably be using that if it's a furry avatar, maybe. I'm not exactly sure how that works. I don't specialize in furries. And advanced tagging and advanced settings will be in a future video. This is all good to go. This is ready for upload. And then we'll go ahead and go to Alpha Blend Interactive Control Panel. And there, real quickly, it showed me the login screen. You want to enter your username or your email. I can't remember what it asks you for. And then you need to go to the alphablendinteractive.net website, log in. You'll need the ABI Content Creation Kit Master Key. You'll need to copy that and then paste it into the blank for that instead of a password. Now, with this window, you can do whatever you want with it. I like to drag the tab over into the inspector. That's where I like to put it. This is a common problem with avatars when you import them, especially if you didn't import a prefab. Legacy blend shape normals, you can just fix import settings, not a big problem. You can do it automatically for you. If you have any broken scripts on your avatar, like let's just say you have fizz bones on there from your VR chat avatar, there's a button to automatically remove that stuff. And then we can go ahead and upload avatar. And here's another problem that I just went ahead and automatically fixed. There was an acre override issue, something with lighting. I just went ahead and let it fix it. And Poyomi at this stage will ask you to lock materials. And what it'll do is it'll just remove all the features that you aren't using in the Poyomi shader, since it is such a versatile and large shader, to save on load time for everyone. It makes everyone like you a little better. And we'll just wait for this. It might take a while depending on how many shaders you have. All right, now go through, and this should be self-explanatory. These are advanced tags so that, you know, let's just say you have flashing lights in your avatar, or it's really bright or whatever, and you know, we could have people in this game that are epileptic. We ask you politely to tag your avatar as appropriate, especially suggestive Unity, flashing lights and flashing colors, or even the audio stuff for people's sensitive ears. And it'll allow people to selectively filter out your avatar. The advanced tagging feature I mentioned earlier can selectively remove that stuff, and I will be going through that in a future video, like I said. And then continue to next step. You need to name it. This will just be Blake tutorial. Dude, man. Object description. Mom fat. I don't know. And you can use this changelog every time you upload. I don't know if it even shows up in game. I don't think I've ever seen it show up in game. If you plan on making this a public avatar, the description, I believe, is a search term that people can use. Like anything in the description might show up. I don't exactly know how that works. Continue next step. Check. This is legality shit. You hereby certify that you're tagged it correctly. I ask that you please tag it correctly. Don't be that guy. And then ownership and copyright. This is just to legally cover ABI's butt. All right. And then we continue to next step. Upload it for ChilloutVR, and then I'll go ahead and launch the game and show you in game. All right, once you load into ChilloutVR, This happens to be my home world. You'll need to connect to an instance because you won't be able to change your avatar in your home instance due to the fact that it's not connected to a server. So for in this case, I'll just go ahead and go to official worlds and go to the ChilloutVR hub because I know there's a mirror there. Create. Owner must invite. US. Create instance. Join. Alright, once you get in the game, you know, this is just my avatar. You'll load into whatever default avatar or the last avatar you're in. Maybe you were using a public. Just go ahead and look in the mirror. Go ahead and load into, this is the one I uploaded. And here he is. And here's the Vice seems working. I don't have any expressions on there. I will be showing expressions like this stuff in a different video, along with the advanced avatar stuff. So like with this one, I've got different color changes. You may have seen this in Blake's recent stream. And I will show that in a different video. All right, that's all for today. Thank you for watching, and stay tuned for more.